The following is a presentation of the Pro Wrestling Report. Informative, entertaining, and real since 1998. Welcome to PWR Sudden Impact Radio, breaking down all that happened on tonight's Impact Wrestling broadcast on Spike TV. Sudden Impact Radio is on the air.
Good evening and welcome to Sudden Impact Radio, right here on Blog Talk Radio. I am the man they call Meathead. Thank you for joining us tonight. Dwayne will be here in just a moment, but we have got a very exciting main event going on right now. Tag team table match. Bully Ray, world champion Bobby Roode going head-to-head with Jeff Hardy and the Cowboy James Storm. Bully Ray up on the top turnbuckle, slamming an elbow down, jumping back up there. It looks like they're setting up Jeff Hardy to be put through the table via Bubba Bomb or Bully Bomb, whatever he's calling it in TNA, but he's up and Jeff is down. Wow. Jeff Hardy through the table via the Bubba Bomb or the Bully Bomb, if you will. Thank you again for joining us here on Blog Talk Radio. Sudden Impact. If you want to interact with the program, the phone number to call is area code 347-996-5278 or 877-317-9772. We got callers already holding, waiting to get in on the program. We're going to run down Impact. We're also going to talk about things that are coming up on next week's Impact, which was being taped this week as we speak in the lovely country of England. Live Impact, British Invasion style, going on in England right now. Lots of great surprises happening out there as well. So, Bobby Roode holding a belt as he crawls out of the ring. There are chunks of table everywhere as Impact is getting ready to go off the air. Bully Ray standing there with the title showing up as he stands over Hardy. EMT is attending to Hardy right now. What a very hot end to Impact tonight. So we started off the show with the exact same thing kind of going on. We had a backyard, backstage, back parking lot type of fight between Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy. The two of them just going at it back and forth. Not really any commentary over it, just watching a beatdown. And the beatdown carried on. It carried on all the way out into the parking lot area. For any of you that have been to an Impact taping, have been down to Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida to watch TNA wrestling go on. That's where a lot of the staging goes on. That's where everybody waits to get into the show, to the television studio. They were going at it, and then out of nowhere, James Storm, Bobby Roode, sorry, I got my beer money partners crossed up there. Bobby Roode joins in on the attack on Jeff Hardy, and it's a 2-on-1 for a little bit, but then James Storm comes out, and then they're really going at it. But to help break it up, here comes the Stinger, sans the sunglasses, sans the makeup, sans the shiny jacket, but he does come out with the rubber baseball bat. Shh, don't tell anybody it's made of rubber. He comes out with the baseball bat, clearing house and really breaking it down, trying to get the fight to stop, trying to get the backstage brawling to stop. So Sting runs everybody off, and we go right to the new open for Impact. We have a new video package, we have new music, and I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset about the new open, but it is another new open. How many times since we've watched Impact on Thursday, Dwayne, have we seen a new video package, a new song, new open? I mean, they seem to keep doing it over and over. I'm begging that they stay with one. Dwayne, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but on the other hand, I guess they're looking at it like keep searching until we get something that, that fits perfectly.
I thought the last 5 of them fit, to be honest with you. I dug the music. There was a point where I started singing along. I like a good song to open. That's something that SmackDown's been missing, and not to get into WWE talk, but that's something that SmackDown's been missing, in my opinion, since the days of Beautiful People. Because Raw seems to have that sing-song, sing-along type intro music, and they've had it for at least the last 4 or 5 versions, which runs, almost 10 years. So,
right.
I don't know if you've gone to Raw and sat there and sang along. Whoa! I mean, the crowd is just into it. I'm into it. I really don't care. Yeah,
they definitely do it, and it's fun. It's something fun to do. TNA,
right.
Not quite there yet.
Well, also you don't have a crowd that's going to know the song because they just got off of the Mickie ride, a day earlier and just decided to hit Universal Studios for something else to do. So I digress. Opening segment, very hot, but then they go right into a match. You got Christy Hemme letting us know that we're going to see Tara, Mickie James, and Velvet Sky in a three-way match to determine who is going to be the number one contender to the Knockouts title. And surprisingly enough, it's not Mickie James. It's Tara, the Tarantula. Tara without her partner, Miss Tessmacher. Tara not wearing one of her TNT gimmicks, actually wearing ring gear today. Tara's the new number one contender to the Knockouts Championship. How did you think that match went?
The match went pretty good. All of these ladies, especially Tara, really knows how to put on a good show, and veteran herself. I was happy to see that, and kind of anxious to see where they're going to go with it. I think we're going to get some good matches between her and Gail Kim.
I think so too. And again, it's they allude to it during the promos. It's they know each other. Obviously, they're alluding to their matches in WWE. They're never going to say it out loud like that, but they did wrestle. Victoria and Gail Kim did have matches. Victoria was a former WWE Women's Champion, so was Gail Kim in her last run in WWE. And it's not that they don't work. These are, I guess, a throwback to even your 90s and early 2000s types women's wrestlers, ones that look good, but they also can wrestle. Not the kind that they started bringing in the late 2000s, and the ones that were model search winners, and they tried to put them in matches. Some of them did learn how to wrestle. I'll give you a perfect example: Trish Stratus, who came in as a fitness woman, as a model, did all this stuff, and learned how to wrestle, and became probably one of the top women's wrestlers of our time. But these are old school women's wrestlers that wrestled back in the day, did the independent circuit and finally made their way up the old school way.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought it was a good match too. I was entertained by it. Mickie had a hole in her stocking, but then again, I'm that broadcast journalist that knows every little detail that's going on in that match. Somehow my eyes were focused on Mickie James. Not that I was looking for any roast beef or anything. That's a gimmick from 4 or 5 years ago. I don't do that anymore. I'm a married man now. But anyway,
the cameraman definitely was right there to make sure you didn't miss it.
Yeah, and speaking of the cameraman and stuff that I didn't miss, we're going to get an ODB and Eric Young in a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. Tara, now you're number one contender for the Knockouts Championship. So after that, we go back to a video package showing again, like it didn't happen before, or like the girls' match wasn't the opening match. They show again the fighting in the back. Bobby Roode pulls up in his truck and attacks Hardy. Storm appears and goes at it with Roode. Sting running everybody off. They go to the interview segment. So it's Sting, James Storm, and Jeff Hardy coming to the ring, and then calling out Roode and Ray. Roode and Ray coming through the crowd. Obviously, a brawl breaks out. That was an odd brawl, though. I don't know how you feel about it, Dwayne. It felt odd. It was like there were some lulls, some quiet spots. You do something here. No, you do something. All right, we'll do something again. It just felt awkward.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like the initial brawl that they had in the back. I didn't like the brawl that they had in the ring. Like you said, I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it just didn't seem natural.
Exactly. Good way to put it. It didn't seem natural. But again, it's a progression, and I use that word on Monday night. By the way, how's the medication? How's the teeth going?
Much better.
Much better. You're able to talk?
Monday, yeah, definitely.
You're able to function? Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you have? Wisdom teeth taken out?
Yeah, 2.
Now, this is, again, this is just me being me, but a lot of us, when we get our teeth turned out or pulled out, not me, of course, but for some reason turn yellow right around the back of the jaw. I don't know if your face or skin changed colors.
No.
Okay. Because it didn't happen to me either. Maybe that's because I'm me and I'm not your regular average, Wisconsinite from the south side of Milwaukee. But I tell you, those guys are down for a week. They turn yellow and purple and green, and now everything went good with me too. So glad to hear you're okay. But they set up the table match. Yeah, they set up the table match for the main event tonight, and then after that we have a segment that again got replayed again. Me being me, and I know you're probably the same way, and a lot of you guys listening are the same way as well. I look in the background. I look at other things going on. We see Eric Bischoff walking into a place and saying, "Hey, is that punk Garrett Bischoff working here?" My eye instantly went to the left. Did you see Garrett just standing there watching?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the segment was pretty bad. I mean, what gym can you walk in and you have that kind of interaction and it goes that way? It's just, I don't know. Just that wasn't realistic either.
No, not only wasn't realistic. Again, they replayed it again. They went back to it again after Taz and
right after the break.
Yeah. So you guys have heard about Eric and Garrett, and again, monotone from Tenay and Taz today. It really bothered me. I know a lot of people in the Chatosphere said the same thing. The commentary really hurt this show tonight. My opinion as well. I'm with the Chatosphere. I don't know how you feel about it, but I thought the commentary was ruining the show.
I mean, it's an ongoing problem that they're having. I mean, both guys just going through the motions. I mean, it's just there's no excitement, there's no enthusiasm, there's no. They're not selling us on anything, and it's just they're not even sold on what they're doing, and it's
right.
It's
and there's
clear.
No true storytelling there either. It's hard to watch.
They need
anyway.
two new guys.
Yeah. But that would take a long time to get. I mean, Tenay and Taz are the guys. You can't take them both out at the same time. You can take Taz out and maybe give a new color guy. You could put Don West back in there for a minute, or you could put a new play-by-play guy, let him work with Taz. You got to wait for the chemistry to happen too. That's a process right there. You can't just pull them right away. But anyways, they go back to the package. Did you notice that the second time they played it, the package started earlier with him outside talking to the cameraman? Then you showed the stuff that you showed before. Then when they went in,
I didn't understand. It wasn't like I guess they were thinking like they were doing a preview, of what's coming up. But they just rewound it just a little bit earlier and then played the whole thing.
Yeah, and then again, I saw the cameraman in the mirror. It was terrible. Terrible. But I digress. I want to get through the rest of the Impact. We got calls on hold. Again, if you want to join the program tonight, don't forget that you can give us a call at area code 347-996-5278 or 877-317-9772. Also, we're available on Twitter. I'm at WCW Media. Dwayne, you again?
At the Diamond K Show.
At the Diamond K Show. And Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Report. When you're using Twitter, use the hashtag Sudden Impact, and we may read your tweet on the air. Matt Morgan beat Samoa Joe. Magnus and Joe again going over the tag team champions with the beatdown on Matt Morgan and Crimson. I'm still okay with it. I still enjoy the fact that they're getting over on them, but it's 3 weeks in a row now. I need a little give and take. Just give me a little give and take.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, they're really trying to build these guys up. So when it comes, it's going to come, and they're going to probably just be soundly defeated.
Yeah, I think so too. Now let's talk about Eric and ODB. Again, you've heard from the show, a few weeks in a row now. Some of my favorite stuff on TV. Eric, I'm still enjoying the indie style, locking up with the ref, horsing around. Of course, he's got to do this when it comes to wrestling women because technically he's not supposed to be beating on a woman. I mean, you don't want to show that on TV. I don't think the networks would appreciate it. I don't think the fans would really be into it that much. When it's ODB, it's one thing, but when you're got Eric Young getting ready to lock up with Winter, he's going to smack her around if he even puts in half of the effort. So, but like I talked about earlier in the program, at the end of the match, the cameraman was right where he needed to be. ODB was damn near out of her top. I mean, out of her top. For those of you with the ability to DVR the show and keep it on, take a look and see what I mean. I love her. She may have gained some new fans tonight. Again, funny stuff. At least she wasn't smacking Eric around in the groin region today.
Yeah, I mean, Eric is like Impact Wrestling's version of Santino to a degree. I'm still enjoying their segments. They pretty much put them on at the same time every show, and I'm still enjoying them. And I've been wondering how they were going to get through having them, have full-on tag matches with divas instead of a mixed tag, but they've been pulling it off.
Where Eric can go one-on-one with another male, but yeah, they've been able to get through it. And it's funny, they were at the top of the hour tonight. That's a pretty coveted spot. The opening match, top of the hour, and main event time, and the one right before the main event are usually pretty coveted spots. And they put on ODB and Eric at the top of the hour, which also got the, we'll be right back for this. After these messages, blah, blah, blah. But I thought it was fantastic. Also, AJ Styles coming out again. We're going to find out that AJ and Cass have a match against all odds, and that's not the Phil Collins pay-per-view. That's actually the name of the TNA's next pay-per-view on February 12th. But AJ and Cass will be going one-on-one. Apparently, Christopher Daniels is pulling the strings on Cass, something fierce. I mean, dude, he punked him for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Finally,
main event we talked about it at the beginning of the program. Jeff Hardy and James Storm beat Bully Ray and Bobby Roode in a tables tag team match. And then Ray attacked Storm and Hardy with a steel chair after the match and brought a table in. Impact ending with Ray putting Hardy through the table from the top rope. So I thought it was a very hot match to end. Dwayne, how was your overall feeling on Impact? Would you give it a pass? Fail? What would you give it? I didn't enjoy this episode as much as I did last week's. I'm going to give it a fail, actually.
Okay.
I think that they could have done without some of the brawling and actually added another match as opposed to. I just felt like we saw so much of the main event wrestlers throughout the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Hey, we're going to head to the phones. Once again, when I call you out by area code, make sure you give me the name and the state that you're calling from. First, we're going to go out to 901 area code. What's your name and what state you calling from?
What's up, meathead? It's your boy Curryhead, man.
Curryhead. Hey, you're hot. You're spicy. I heard that the women say you taste great.
Yes,
quickly, what you got for us tonight?
Before I start, it's been a long time, meathead. I miss you, man. I miss talking to you.
I miss you, too. I'm a married man now, so we can't talk about the girls on the streets.
I heard that you're married, man. I've seen pictures of your lovely wife before, man. Don't ask me how I know, because... And
don't ever say it again, because you're creeping me out. But, Curryhead, what do you got for Impact tonight? We got a lot of calls.
Let me explain this to you. I just didn't like... It just didn't look natural. The brawling didn't look natural. It was oversaturated on brawling. I agree with you, Dwayne. And everything was just not organic. It just looked phony. And I don't like using that word when it comes to professional wrestling. Only thing I did like was the roast beef, and that makes me want to go get me a Harvey. It'll make me want to get hire Mickie James from my club that I run, but that's another story.
Fair enough. All right, Curryhead, anything else before we let you go tonight?
Oh, I did like that Samoa Joe and that program with Samoa Joe. Thank God they at least have one thing right. But I want to see Samoa Joe and Magnus at least get a win. If not, just get the win. I don't care if it's dirty, if it's shady, if it's clean, or something like that.
You got to have shenanigans. Yeah, got to have shenanigans.
Or at least they after they win, they beat the hell out of both guys, make them look weak for at least a chance, or at least so they make them look strong. Both teams look strong. At least Morgan and Crimson looks like they're not invincible. And I don't like them. So I don't want them to be like the Goldberg effect, or even the early days of John Cena and stuff like that.
Right.
I want it to be strong and at least human-like. Well, Dwayne, it's nice meeting you, but they call me Curryhead, and I'm a reformed businessman. I have a legit business. If you ever come to Memphis, Dwayne, I give you a good lap dance at one of my clubs. I gotta go.
All right, Curryhead, thank you for calling in. We'll talk to you again next time. Curryhead, one of my favorites, calling into the Pro Wrestling Report. Also, going to get you in trouble, Dwayne, so you got to watch out for Curryhead. We're going to go to the next call, area code 269. Name and the state that you're calling from. Go ahead, 269.
This is David from Michigan.
David from Michigan, welcome back to the program. What you got?
Thanks. I think it was a pass. I disagree with Dwayne. But the thing I didn't like was the Garrett Bischoff and Eric Bischoff segment. I didn't like that at all, really.
Did not? Yeah, it was terrible.
I did not like that part. My favorite, just like Curryhead just said, is Samoa Joe and Magnus. I love the old school, the tough guys who are going to beat up the faces. I love that. And I think that they could get a big match next week against them, being in England or Manchester or wherever it's at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. And again, thank you for the call. Appreciate you calling, and we'll talk to you again next week. But Dwayne, what do you think about the program between Joe, Magnus, Crimson, and Matt Morgan?
I am excited about that. That's one of the few things in Impact Wrestling right now that I am excited about. So, I'm anxious to see where this goes. Also, the X Division, I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah. We've got another call on hold now. Me being new, I'm not Damian Nelson. I don't know how the Skype thing works, but got a guy that doesn't show his phone number, but we're going to give him a chance to talk anyway. So hopefully caller calling in from Skype or blocking your number, give me your area code and the state you're calling from.
How you doing? 304, and I'm in West Virginia. How you guys doing this evening?
There you go, 314 West Virginia. What do you got for us tonight?
I got a question and then an opinion. And my question is, Ric Flair going into the WWE Hall of Fame with the Four Horsemen. My question is this: is his contract ending with TNA, or has there been an agreement reached with TNA and WWE? Or because what I'm thinking, being a long-term wrestling fan back in the Gordon Solie days, back at Georgia Championship Wrestling, that Rick might be that Rick might be a participant in the Royal Rumble. Now, I could totally be dreaming or looking into it a little too far. What do you know, and what do you think about that? And then I'll give you my opinion in a second about something else, if I may.
Dwayne, go ahead.
I don't believe that his contract is ending yet. I think he still has a year or so left, to my knowledge. I think that just enjoy the exposure that Flair is going to get, and use that exposure to their advantage to put him in a higher profile position on the card when it's over. But to my knowledge, they haven't made any negotiations, and TNA hasn't released any statements either way about Flair's involvement, potential involvement in the WWE Hall of Fame.
I know that he got 7 minutes to talk is what they gave him. I read that on ProWrestling.com, that his time block was 7 minutes.
Yeah, because he did run long when he was inducted, Triple H,
right.
And I read the same line that you did. Triple H was sent up to, kind of hurry him off. He's crying and babbling on. The thing I'm not 100% sure on is Rick's contract. None of us are. Maybe there is an agreement that Rick, a lot of these guys, Rick not being one of them, of course, but a lot of these guys are on pay-per appearance. So, Rick could sneak his way into WWE, just show up on the Hall of Fame TV. I don't think they'll, march him out for WrestleMania. I think that would be a huge mistake. Again, we talked to Dwayne and I. We talked about this last week. Remember, we talked about Ric Flair wearing a TNA shirt at the Hall of Fame. I don't see that happening. Ric Flair will be there for Ric Flair, not TNA.
Okay. And my next thing is this. Something that I think TNA really screwed up on, because I think this would have gave great promotion and a lot more publicity, was them getting rid of Radio Shock Jock Bubba the Love Sponge. I don't know your opinions about this guy, but he has a show on RadioIO.com, and he's all over South Florida, and a whole bunch of syndicated shows all over the place. I think the man would have personally shut up about WWE had they left him alone, and just the promotion promotion factor alone with TNA and what he could have done. What is your opinion on Bubba the Love Sponge and TNA letting him go? And I guess my main question is the publicity they could have gotten had they not burnt their ties with the Sponge. And with that, I'll let you guys go and answer the question. Thank you guys again for taking my call. Appreciate it. Bye.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in. And Dwayne, I'm going to start on this first. The reason that Bubba was let go was the Austin Kong incident. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Absolutely,
I thought they had a good opportunity. I can't stand Bubba the Love Sponge. Before he did his syndicated shows, before he went to Orlando, he was a jock here in Milwaukee in the late 80s, early 90s. I heard him before he got big. I wasn't entertained then. Bubba the Love Sponge, and, he lost a lot of weight because when Bubba was here, Bubba had to be pushing 4 bills. I mean, he was a big boy.
Wow.
Bubba the Love Sponge was all about Bubba the Love Sponge. And, again, the only reason he was there, he was Hogan's buddy. There was an opportunity. I know what they were thinking about having Bubba be on the program as a backstage interviewer. But from watching him, it was terrible. Dwayne, I don't know how you feel about it, but I say no on Bubba.
I'm not a fan, but I do see his worth, and I thought that he did bring a sense of exposure. I thought it was a good fit, although I was not a fan of his. But, given the way the situation went, they had no choice but to, let him go.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate because Bubba crossed the line on that one. So we're going to take another call. Area code 718. 718, give me your first name and state you're calling from. 718 dropped off the line, and that's okay. We're going to take one more call here. How about 773? 773 area code, first name and the state you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Jonathan Nelson. I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, Chi-Town, right down the road from us. It's just about 90 minutes away from us. What do you got, Jonathan?
I'm also known as Warzone Jones on the YouTube.
Okay. Warzone Jones, what do you want to talk about on Impact? Real quick, please.
Yeah, real quick. I want to talk about, the match I thought between Alex Shelley and Zema Ion. I thought it was a great match, and I'm liking this feud between Aries and
who, Alex Shelley?
Alex Shelley, yeah, and Alex Shelley. Losing my train of thought here, but
that's okay.
I'm liking it, and I think it's I think it's gonna be the best thing at Against All Odds. I'm liking it so far. I know. What do you guys think of it?
All right, and I appreciate your call. Thank you again for calling in. Dwayne, Alex Shelley getting that match against anyone in the back, was picked out by Austin Aries that he was going to wrestle Zema Ion with new pretty hair and a Angel Armani gimmick. For those that don't know, Angel Armani here in the local area has been doing the spray can, from the dawn of time. But Zema Ion doing the hairspray gimmick. How did you feel the match went between Shelley and Zema Ion?
The match was good. I enjoyed it. Zema Ion is hilarious, and some of the things that he was saying, cut the camera off, don't record this.
Yeah.
A lot of things that he was saying was very entertaining. I enjoyed the match. Yeah,
the match was fun.
He's a star in the making. Yeah.
The only thing I thought is, it seemed to me over the last 2 weeks that Alex Shelley looks like he might be too old now to be doing the young punk thing. He looks like he's aged a little bit. We're going to take one more quick call. Area code 718, first name and state you're calling from. 718, go ahead.
Hi, this is Mike from New York City.
All right, Mike from New York City, you got about 15 seconds. What do you got?
Well, I love that segment with between Bobby Roode and Bully Ray. The way they were jumping off each other, it was just very entertaining between both of them. Real good.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. So you thought that was a great match?
Yes, I thought it was a good solid match. I enjoyed it. It was entertainable.
Perfect. All right. Well, we appreciate your call. Thank you again for calling in. Hey, Dwayne, I know you're not up here in the Middletown, but this Sunday we've got GLCW action happening at the